couldn't preach it, but I'd get it out. Because I started a series on Tuesday called The Cleanup. Called The Cleanup. I hope we started a series on Tuesday called The Cleanup. And I'm glad you did that because that's exactly what I wanted happening in. So thank you. Okay, so started a series on Tuesday called The Cleanup. And we looked at, the first thing we looked at was how David covered up. In 2 Samuel chapter 11 and 12, how he covered up instead of cleaning up. And so today I want to look at Psalm 51 and look at the cleanup. And it says, Psalm 51 verse 1 says, "Have mercy on me, O God." Y'all there? I know I move quick. It says, "Have mercy on me, O God." Yeah. He says David looks at himself after he got caught. Everybody say David got caught in sin. David didn't admit his sin, but he got caught in it. Like most of us, we don't admit our sin. Hello. Like most of us, we don't admit our sin until we get caught. And then we get caught, then we get real spiritual. David says, "Have mercy on me, O God, according to your unfailing love, according to your great compassion. Blot out my transgressions, wash away all my iniquity and my sin. For I know my transgressions and my sin is always before me. Against you I have sinned. Surely I was sinful at birth." Verse 6. I'm just going. "Yet you desire faithfulness even in the womb. You taught me wisdom in that secret place." Verse 7. "Cleanse me or purge me with hyssop, and I'll be clean. Wash me. Make me white as the snow." And then verse 10, he says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew in me a right spirit. Cast not your presence from me. And do not take your spirit, Holy Spirit, from me." The word of the Lord is what it's going to be. And that's what it's going to be. All right. Today, I want to look at how, instead of covering up, how do I clean up? Instead of covering up, because all of us have done something, and as long as nobody found out, we were good. Say amen, somebody. Okay, all of us have messed up, and then we left it messed up until somebody found out. Okay, let me see if I can get closer to you. David and Bathsheba had the baby. The Bible says, she was Uriah's wife. Bathsheba was Uriah's wife, and David got her pregnant, and so David tried to cover it up, and so he had Uriah killed. Everybody say he had Uriah killed. Everybody say he had Uriah killed. He had Uriah killed, and so Uriah is dead now, and then David still doesn't do anything. The baby is born, and David doesn't do anything until Nathan shows up. Nathan tells him the story. Nathan said his God did this thing against somebody else. And then David said, "Who is he? He deserves death." Nathan says, "You're the one." And so all of a sudden, David didn't want death anymore. Yeah. Talk to me if you will. Have you ever been in a situation where it's somebody else and you can see how wrong they are? Talk to me, y'all. You see how wrong they are, and then when you find yourself in that same precarious situation, all of a sudden you see how you shouldn't be rejected anymore. Anybody felt like somebody deserved a whooping, and then when you did the same thing, you felt that you should get mercy. Right. So that's David, and David says, "I've sinned against the Lord." 2 Samuel 12, around verse 13, he says, "I've sinned against the Lord." And then right there, Matthew Henry says right there is where he began to write Psalm 51. And he looks in the mirror at himself and he says, "Have mercy on me because I'm dirty and I need to be cleaned up." So I was thinking, Bishop, the other day that when we were younger and we had to clean up, we had all kind of cleaning materials. And so what I did is I felt like the best way I could show you how to clean up is if I bring some materials to show you what cleaning up really is. Because cleaning up isn't just say I want to be clean. Talk to me, y'all. Cleaning up isn't just saying, "Lord, clean me." Cleaning up says, "Bishop, I got to do some work." So what I did is I was going to buy me a manly one, but I thought this one was dope. I thought y'all might like it. I might take it back, so I left a tag on it. So I got me an apron. Y'all like this apron? It's long, too, so I might donate this to the mud, because I'm short. I got to tuck it. It got flamingo. Don't do it too tight, because they can see how skinny I really am. Make it kind of loose like I'm a thug, like I'm sagging or something. Like I'm a sag the apron. I'm good. You got me? I'm good. You know, knowing Marcel used to do this to Bishop and be feeling on him, so don't be doing like Marcel. All right. So because when I was at a restaurant the other day and I went to the kitchen, it was about a year or so ago, and I was able to go into the kitchen, and I went to the kitchen in the restaurant, and everybody that was clean, they were cleaning, they had on aprons. And they had on aprons because they didn't want to get their clothes dirty. And because they knew they were going to use materials that might change the colors of their clothing. And so, even though I don't want it to change me, I still have to use it to clean it up. Because sometimes when I clean stuff, it doesn't smell. My hands may smell differently. The toxins get into the air, and it's real bad or whatever. But there's certain things I must do to get things to the right place. Is anybody listening to me? And David looks in the mirror at himself, and he says, God, I'm dirty, and I need you to have mercy on me. Yeah. See, I know some of y'all say, man, because some of you never look in the mirror at yourselves. You always look at other people, and you say, God, clean them up. But David recognized that it was him. Are y'all listening to me? I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help you clean you like I'm trying to clean me. David recognized it was him, not other people. David realized that my issue is I've always been majoring in other people getting better. But now it's time to get me better. And so now, Bishop, instead of going and cleaning somebody else's house, now it's time for me to clean my own house. Y'all not happy with me. It's kind of like when I used to go get my hair cut. I noticed that my barber's hair was always raggedy. Anybody ever go, any ladies, y'all go to a hair shop? And your hair lady, you be looking like, how you do hair? And you just, right? You got to do your hair first. And David recognized and realized that my best bet is to clean me up instead of always trying to clean somebody else. Right. And so David looks in the mirror at himself, and he says, have mercy on me. What does that mean? Have mercy on me. God, I don't deserve it. Let that sink in. God, I don't deserve for you to give me another chance. But here it is. David says, I'm be selfish. But because I'm not ready to be killed. I deserve death, but I'm not ready to die. I see some of y'all, you super fake, spiritually humble. Your humility says, God, whatever you want to do. David said, no, God, I don't want you to do whatever you want to do. Because God, if you do what you want, what you should do, I'm going to end up dead. He says, God, I don't want you to do what you want to do. So here, look what David says. He says, according to your love. Not according to because I should be judged based upon my sin. I'm helping somebody today. Look, I should be judged based upon how bad I am. But if you do it based upon me, that's certain death. So I need you to do this based upon you. Are y'all listening to me? He says, according to your unfailing love, but then he says this, then he butters it some more, but also according to your great compassion. Because, Bishop, you get this, you can love me without having compassion on me. David said, I don't need to do like my mama used to do and say, I'm whooping you because I love you. David says, I need you to love me without whooping me. I wish I had about 5 people in the room, because I don't know about you, but I don't like whoopings. And sometimes I want God to chastise me, but not the way that I deserve to be chastised. Sometimes anybody in the room when you was little, you was like, you can just talk to me. You don't got to whoop me. Or you kind of like me. Why are you yelling? I get it. David said, you don't got to yell. I get it. You don't got to fuss. I get it. He says, then he says this. He says, I need you to do me a favor. He says, without yelling at me, blot out my transgressions. So. I put it on the wrong way. He says, I got it. He says, blot out my transgressions. Now, the crazy thing, God, I want you to blot it out, but I got to do the work. Now, normally, when somebody says blot, I got Brillo pads, I got bleach. Normally, when somebody says blot, I got ammonia. This is Dollar Tree ammonia, so it's not, Normally, when somebody says blot, let me use this. Bring me a key so you can punch a hole in this for me. Punch a hole in this for me. Normally, when somebody says blot, what they do is you just take it and you just. Yeah, punch a hole in that for me. Yeah, that's good. That's good. It's not a big one. Yeah, that's good. So normally, somebody says blot, they take it and they just. Yes, because you don't want to get too much. But blot there doesn't mean our blot. Blot there means pour it on there. I wanted the table to stay dirty so you can see how raggedy life really is. Because I need God to not fix my covered life. Because if I cover it up, then I won't see. Because I'm not asking God to do this in front of people. So I need God to blot out. Blot means to God to wipe it away. That's good. Wipe some more. Let me use this side. Are y'all following me? He says, God, don't just take away my transgressions, but wipe them clean out of me. Because here it is. If you take it from me, I have a bad habit. I'll go pick them up again. I wish I had somebody in the room. But God, if you wipe them all the way clean from me, then that means there is no trace of them. So he says, blot out my transgressions, and then he says, wash away all of my iniquity. God help me today. Wash away. So I done used the ammonia for the blot, but now I need you to wash it all away. I'm not mixing it. Don't worry, I'm not mixing it. That's why I got a bucket. I need to do something else, God. See, that's why I said, when you clean, you can't just clean one spot. I'm working on this side, I got a whole nother side. Because on this side is my transgressions. But what y'all didn't realize is transgressions and iniquities are two different things. So now I need God y'all not happy with me. Now I need God to go on this side because I got that side, but I got some danger on this side. This side I got iniquity. Because there are certain things that ammonia can do certain things, but bleach. Y'all not happy with me. And the problem is, see, y'all said it first, the problem is, the reason why we become toxic is instead of washing them separately, that's why David said, blot my transgressions, but wash my iniquity, because my iniquity is intrinsic. Because the problem is, Bishop, we weren't born with transgressions, but we were born and shaped in iniquity. I picked up my transgressions when I met my friends, but my iniquity is what's deeply rooted in me that makes me open to transgression. Are y'all listening to me? Are y'all listening to me? And I'm glad Bishop did that, because here it is. When I'm cleaning me, most people can't take my cleaning. Because I'm not cleaning me for you. So he says, have mercy on me. He says, blot. Then he says, wash. Then he says, because I know the transgressions. I don't need you to tell me. Come here. I don't need you to tell me where I'm wrong at. When you come pray for me, I don't need you to remind me that I'm wrong. Talk back to me, y'all. So when I come up here or when I come to you, I don't need you to keep telling me what I did wrong. I know that I'm wrong. That's why I'm here. He says, I'm almost done, y'all. He says, blot. He says, wash. He says, I know. Why do I know? Because no matter what I do, my sin is always before me. Are y'all listening to me? Then he says, I've sinned against you. Not that other people weren't implicated in my sin, but the true nature is, for some of y'all, I don't feel like they meant it. My true sin nature is against God, not against people. I inflict on you my issue with God. So while you walk around talking about you hurt me, the truth is not really, I'm really hurting God. Y'all not happy with me. Look at me, y'all. Look at me. Everybody, well, I need your forgiveness. No, you don't. You don't. You need to get to a God. David said, my true problem, yes, I'm sorry for hurting you, but the real place I got to go is to the Father. Because my real issue is, I just don't like doing God. That's why people, can I say it, was at the picnic but didn't come to church. And was like, I don't feel good. Well, I want to cuss right now. Because while y'all left the picnic yesterday, I went to Sonoma and I sang till 11 o'clock last night. And then I came to church, and then I led praise and worship while y'all listened. And now I'm preaching while y'all still sitting there listening. And they sitting at home faking sick watching TV. Bring your sick self to the healing place. Yes, I'm talking about you and your relative. I just got wiped out. Really? But the picnic was today, you would have got your black butt up and went to work tomorrow. I told y'all I'm 39. You would have went to work today. Heat stroke and all. He said, surely I was sinful at birth. Then he says, cleanse me with hyssop. Hyssop is a minty flavor. Let me see if I can get it to you. It's a minty flavor, but it's super strong. So you only use a little bit of it. But if it gets in the skin, it burns. He says, cleanse me. Notice, I got blotted, I got washed. Now I'm getting cleansed. But y'all don't want to go through that. You just want to get washed. David got blotted, he got washed. Now I'm getting cleansed. But here it is. You ready for this? Don't cleanse me with what you blotted me with. I'm doing the best I can. Stephanie and Keisha. Don't wash me with what you cleanse me with. Those are two different things. Because, y'all ready for this? I got different dysfunctional areas in my life. And some parts of my life are more dysfunctional than others. And so not only do I need different substances, but I need different things to cleanse it with. And the issue is, see, if anybody, I know people in my house, they get mad at me because when I finally do clean up, I use like 5 different washcloths because I'm not going to wipe the toilet with the same cloth I wipe the counter with. I am not going to use this toilet brush in the shower. And then I have a different cleaner, y'all not happy, for the shower than I got for the toilet. Are y'all listening to me? David says, don't mix it, because if you mix it, then what happens while you're trying to blot, you get what you washed on what you're trying to blot, and now you cross-contaminate. So David says, I got some spick and span. I got spick and span and a Brillo pad. I got some hyssop, because you can't put hyssop everywhere. I'm going to clean the black off of you after a while. You don't use a Brillo pad on your counter, but you'll use it in your oven, because you don't cook on the counter. The same stains on my counter are not the same stains in my oven. The same hurt in my heart is different from the hurt in my mind. The hurt in my heart I've been carrying. The hurt in my mind I picked up yesterday. Then he says, hide your face from my sin. Open this for me. Open it for me. He says, now hide. I can see it. I can see it, but I don't want you to see it. So God, I need you to do me a favor. Y'all ready for this? While I'm cleaning myself up, I'm not asking for you to bless me. I only want you to see me when I'm done. don't want you to see me while I'm trying to work it out. Where's my Bible? When Jesus took the sins of the world, the Father hid. The Father didn't turn back until the Son said, into thine hands. Says, I don't want you to see me. I'm not going to be like, Lord, bless me, bless me, bless me. Lord, let me fix this first. Because, God, you're too holy. See, that's why we got to stop doing the, can I say this? We got to stop doing the Christian center God. We got to stop doing the word of faith God. Where it's all about me, 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 me. And God got to do everything for me. Because right on through here, I'm not looking for a blessing. Why? Because I want to be pure before God. It's not about faithing it out. It's about cleaning it out. So he says, God, hide your face. Hide from my sin. Because you're too holy to see it. He says, then he says this, and we're done. He says, Lord, I've blotted, I've washed, I've cleansed, I've blotted, I've washed, I've blotted, I've washed, I've cleansed. Then he says, after all that, I still need to do one more thing. Create in me a clean heart. So I did all that. I did all that. I did all that. I did all that. I did that. That's for the end. Did that. I did all this. But I need you to do something because I'm washing, but I still got one issue left. I got a bad heart. And because my heart is deceitful. And I've had my heart. And my heart is falling apart. I need you to create it because my heart's falling apart. Now, the funny thing, y'all, I got some Play-Doh. I put this heart together on Wednesday. And I set it out because I didn't want God to mess with it. Because it's my heart. And because my heart was in the elements. My heart became fractured. Because no matter how much right I tried to do, my heart still got attacked by life. Can y'all see this? It used to look like this. But the more I've had it, the more I've been in charge of my heart. You could turn this on for a second. I'm going to have church in a minute. The more I've been in charge of it, the more messed up it became. My heart started solid, but the more control I got of it, Brian, I fell in love. The more I depended on me, every time I try to pick it up, I'm trying the best I can to hold it together. I even got some wax paper. But because it's so old, it's been through so much. No matter what I do, all I got left is a side of an outline. And that's crooked. Because it's all cracked up. And since I can't do nothing with it, since I can't fix it, it's still falling apart. See, I'm not shaking it. I'm just trying to hold it. But since I can't do nothing with it, let me forget this heart. And ask him to create in me. I wish I had a church. I'd do it for you real good. See, I need a new heart. So he told Jeremiah that I put you on the potter's wheel. And I'll fix you up. And I'll make you better. So you don't even need this heart no more. So I need you to create in me a clean heart. Now at first, I was going to use the same heart. But the way my God is set up, my God said, I'll let you deal with that one. So you ain't got to worry about that one no more. You can take that one, put it in the trash. Because while I'm blotting and while I'm washing, I'm getting rid of this old stuff too. This is why you got to be careful of always trying to take back what the devil stole. This is why you got to be careful of always trying to renew me. This is why you got to be careful of always trying to go get stuff back. Because God said, I don't even want you to have that one no more. And I was going to try to build a new one. But the crazy thing is, the problem is that because I built this one. I was going to get some more Play-Doh, Brian. Deacon Collins, I was going to get some more. And I was going to show y'all in living color a brand new heart. But the problem is that I made that one. And God don't need me to make nothing else. I think I'm ready to have church, CJ. I wasn't going to have church at first, but I think I'm going to have church. God don't need me to make nothing else. Can I tell y'all that God don't need you to make nothing else? Can I tell you, if you keep making stuff, it's still going to end up the same way? If you keep doing it, it's never going to get better. But when you put it in God's hands, so what I got to do, Bishop, is I got to take the gloves off. I got to take the gloves off because all this time it's been me trying to fix it. I wish I had a church in the room. All this time it's been me trying to get it together. I said all this time it's been me trying to make it better. But I don't know about you today, but now I got to put it in God's hands. Because I did my part. And now I got to sit back and say, God, do me one final favor. Because I did it last time. This time I'm asking you to create in me. Have I got a witness? A clean heart, oh God. Because if I create it, my fingerprint's going to be on it. But God, if you create it, You're not going to mess it up. Have I got a witness? Would you lean over to your neighbor and say, neighbor, let God do it. Have I got a witness? Touch one more neighbor and say, neighbor, let God do it. Bother somebody else and say, neighbor, let God do it. Let God. If I can get up, Jesus. All right, we're going on. Thank you all so much for being here today at worship, and I pray that you're blessed today. And yeah, hope y'all was blessed by my little illustrative message today. It was blessed you today. All right. Everybody touching somebody. We're going home together. We need everybody to come back tonight. The Lord's Supper is at 6 p.m. At 6 p.m. Everybody got a hand. You're smiling at somebody. You're smiling at somebody. What you gonna tell them? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. Tell them. And we're always glad you can. You want to go where you can see people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name. And we're always glad you came. You want to go where you can see people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows. Look at your neighbor, hold their hand, say, neighbor.